Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another video. This video will be in the December Lives playlist, and it will also be under the Fraction Live playlist. So for this video, we have a word problem, and I am going to show you how to determine what the correct fraction is. This video is for my fifth graders. It's a review of the morning work. I'm going to give a quick shout out to my fifth graders one time. Shout out to the fifth graders. Drop a beat. That's not the beat I want to drop, but we'll go with it. All right. If a bag was filled with all of the following pieces of candy, what would be the likelihood of pulling a lollipop? So this is a probability question, but the answer is going to be written in the form of a fraction. So again, if a bag was filled with all of the following pieces of candy, what would be the likelihood of pulling a lollipop? So what we need to do is step one is to find the total amount of candy, the total pieces. So we're going to count up the total pieces of candy, and that's going to be the denominator. That's going to be the bottom number in the fraction. And then after that, we're going to count the lollipops, which will be the numerator, or the top number in the fraction. Now, I'm not the best artist. Art is not really my forte, but this is supposed to be the wrapper of a candy. So these are supposed to be peppermints, and then the candies with sticks are supposed to be lollipops. But starting off, I'm going to make my fraction line. I'm going to count the total number of pieces, and then I'm going to put that on the bottom because that'll be the denominator. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 is the denominator here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sometimes it's good to count twice or 3 times and to make sure to double check. So now I'm going to find the numerator. To find the numerator, I got to count the candies that are just lollipops. So I'm only going to be counting the candies with the sticks at the bottom right now. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And our answer is 4/7. So if a bag was filled with all of the following pieces of candy, what would be the likelihood of pulling a lollipop? The likelihood of pulling a lollipop would be 4 out of 7. All right, I'm going to do one more example, and I'm going to end this video with some basketball. Make it a short one for today. All right, so same exact problem. Only thing I did differently was I changed the number of candies that we have. If a bag was filled with all of the following pieces of candy, what will be the likelihood of pulling a lollipop? So again, we start off by counting the total pieces of candy. The total pieces of candy is going to go on the bottom. That's what the denominator is going to be. So here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know I sound like Count from Sesame Street when I'm counting. I understand that, but I'm just going with it. All right. All right, so now to find the numerator, I have to count the total number of lollipops. So now I'm just going to be counting the candies that have the sticks on them, because those are the lollipops. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Our answer is 3/5. The likelihood of pulling out a lollipop would be 3 out of 5, or 3/5. All right, so those are my examples for today. I am going to end the video with some basketball. And then I'm going to head home for the day. Setting up the room over here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a minute on the clock. I'm going to see how many hook shots, left-handed hook shots I can hit in a minute. Then I'm going to see how many right-handed hook shots I can hit in a minute. Great drill for our centers over here. You know what, I am going to bring out the whiteboard, because the whiteboard is going to be the defender. All right. So let me put a minute on the clock. One minute. All right. I'm only counting the makes. I'm not counting the misses. I'm at 0 right now. Still at 0. One. Still at 1. Still at 1. I'm a guard. I didn't really practice hook shots that much. 2. All right, so I only made 2 hook shots going left. I'm left-handed, so that's not a good sign. I'm gonna go right on my next on this next one. All right, here we go. 1 minute. Oh for 1. 1 for 2. So that's 1 make. I'm only counting makes. Forgot, I'm only counting makes. Only counting makes. Still at 1. Still at 1. Still at 1. 2. Still at 2. 3. Got that last one in. All right. So I made 5 total hook shots. I had 2 makes with my left hand, 3 makes with my right hand. Got to get better hook shots. Back in my playing days, hook shots weren't really my thing, at least not from the post. I was more of a jump shooter. When I drove to the hoop, I drove all the way to the hoop for layups. Didn't really stop in between and post up and try to do hooks over people. You know, I was short. It wasn't really my game, but hook shot is a great shot to master. It's if you perfect the mechanics of the hook shot, it's unguardable. You know, Kareem was able to play beyond 40 years old because he mastered the hook shot. He had the most unstoppable shot in the game. And I know nowadays we see players playing into their 40s more often. Back when Kareem played, back in the 1980s, that was almost unheard of. It was very rare for any player to play into their 40s back then. Now it's more common. Technology's gotten better. Athletes have figured out ways to stay in better shape. But back in the 1980s, he played from the 60s to the 80s. So back when he played, it was very, very rare. But he mastered the hook shot. He had the most unstoppable shot in the game, and that kept him in the league for a very long time. All right. Thank you so much for tuning into my video. I want to apologize for my DJ. I'm going to give my DJ and media team a very, very stern talking to for not being ready at the beginning of the show and not dropping the beat the way that they were supposed to. I was very, very disappointed. You know, they're a great media team. They're very good at what they do, but today they weren't. Today they had an off day. Everybody has an off day, so I understand that. I'm not going to fire anybody, but my media team, my DJ, if you're watching this, you need to do better. Accountability. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Let me know if this video was helpful. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If there's another area of math that you're having difficulty with, write an example of a math problem that you're having difficulty with in the comments, and I will do a video on it. If there's a comprehension skill that you're having difficulty with, reading comprehension, such as compare and contrast, author's purpose, main idea, details, identifying text features, you write that in the comments, and I will do a future video on that as well. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a great rest of the day.